Hello guys, welcome to this brand new stream, and today we're going to be continuing tier 1 of Hack the Box. Now last time, at the end there, we had a little bit of trouble with Responder, but I actually fixed the issue. And I did this by adding a certain line of code into a certain file that I will actually show you right now. So if we ls here, we have this file named hosts, and if we nano hosts, here you can see I added the IP address with the URL, and now, so I'm just going to close this, and now if we open Firefox and we paste the IP address in here, it actually opens Unica. So that is really nice. Last time this didn't really work, but now it luckily does. Let's just picked up where we left off. So basically what we did last time is we scanned the IP address using nmap, and we found out that it used PHP, and that if we changed the language we could see that you had to use the page tag, and we saw that we needed to do local file include using this one. So we're actually going to do that right now. Just copy that, paste that in here, and enter. And here we can see something. I don't know what this is. This file contains the mappings of IP addresses to host names. Each hashtag entry should be kept on an individual line. The IP address should be replaced in the first column, followed by the corresponding host name. Interesting. And here we can see exploiting remote file include. So let's actually try remote file include, which I'm pretty sure was this one. So instead of all of this, let's actually paste this in there. Let's see if it actually does anything. It doesn't seem to be doing much. Oh. What does this say? Warning, include some file failed to open stream. No file or directory in index PHP on line 11. Okay. So it didn't really do anything. But that is still pretty interesting, I guess. So this was new technology LAN manager. I don't really understand what we have to do now. Can we wait if we do this again? So from here we just delete pretty much everything and then we paste it again. These are just examples, right? So these don't really mean that much. Hmm. This is pretty difficult, actually. Euro perimeter. So we did know had to use we had to use page. These are all examples. Okay. So it wants us to work with new technology LAN manager. Technology LAN manager. Windows' new technology LAN manager is an outmoded challenge response authentication protocol from Microsoft, still in use through succeeded by Kerberos. Still in use, though, succeeded by Kerberos, NTLM is a form of a single sign-on, enabling users to authenticate to applications without submitting the underlying password. Yeah. It's a suite of Microsoft security protocols intended to provide authentication, integrity, and confidentiality to users. NTLM is the successor to the authentication protocol in Microsoft LAN Manager, an older Microsoft product. The NTLM protocol suite is implemented in a security support provider, which combines the LAN Manager authentication protocol. Okay, wait. Let's see. Weaknesses and vulnerabilities. This is interesting to us. NTLM remains vulnerable to the pass the hash attack, which is a variant on the reflection attack, which was addressed by Microsoft Security Update MS08 dash, that's not a dash, hyphen 068. For example, Metasploit can be used in many cases to obtain credentials from one machine, which can be used to gain control of another machine. The Squirtle toolkit can be used to leverage website cross-site scripting attacks into attacks on nearby assets via NTLM. So it's talking about Metasploit? Pass the hash. Computer security pass the hash is a hacking technique that allows an attacker to authenticate to a remote server or service by using the underlying NTLM or LANMAN hash of a user's password. Instead of requiring the associated plaintext password, as is normally the case, it replaces the need for sealing the plaintext password to gain access with stealing the hash. The attack exploits an implementation weakness in the authentication protocol where password hashes remain static from session to session until the password is next changed. This technique can be performed against any server or service accepting LAN Manager or a new technology LAN Manager authentication, whether it runs on a machine with Windows, Unix, or another operating system. Before an attacker can carry out a pass-the-hash attack, they must obtain the password hashes of the target user accounts. To this end, penetration testers and hackers can harvest password hashes using a number of different methods. Okay, wait. Maybe what we could do is... Oh, no, that's not the thing that I want. I want this one. And then get rid of this last part. Maybe what we can do is we can use this. And my idea is instead of hosts, we can do passwords. Oh, that does not work. I forgot one dot at the beginning here. That did not work either. Okay, so we're gonna look up the usual let's see. Windows password file example. Maybe not NFS. I did not mean to do that. Yeah, okay, so it's usually server password, but this time that did not really work. Why does it keep closing? Let's see. Driver, etc. Hosts. So in this case it would be password. And it does not do anything. Okay. Very interesting, very interesting. What else could we try? Let's actually go back. Okay, never mind. New technology land manager. How to hash. How to gain hash. Okay, so let's actually read this article. Let's see. So PHP and SMB. Related to SMB. In the first attack scenario, the NTLM authentication is related to a server message block. To do this, we use the Windows behavior for name resolution. If the client is looking for a release that the known DNS cannot resolve, the query is made using alternative predecessor protocols. This query can be intercepted by the attacker who poses as a corresponding server. Okay, I don't think this is the way. We have to do some file inclusion. Hmm. We have to do remote. What if we do, instead of some file, we do something else? We just delete all of this. And we paste this. And we do password. Okay, that did not do anything. It did register. Nope, that does not do anything. Interesting, interesting. I have absolutely no idea what I have to do here, guys. I've tried a bunch of things, but it doesn't really seem to work. I know that we have to use New Technology Land Manager. Let's see how to use. Use NTLM. Authentication Linux. Okay, let's see. We found something. Install CNTLM. Yeah. Okay, wait. So let's actually CNTLM. Okay, wait. So it's not recognized. So it doesn't know CNTLM. I really don't know how to continue this, guys. I genuinely don't know. So let's go right into the official write-up. And just go to the part where we are stuck. Okay, so let's put it like this. I hope you guys can see it well enough right now. um, File inclusion vulnerability. Dynamic websites include HTML pages on the fly using information from the HTTP request to include get and post parameters, cookies, and other variables. It is common for a page to include another page based on some of these parameters. LFI or local file inclusion occurs when an attacker is able to get a website to include a file that was not intended to be an option for this application. A common example is when an application uses the path to a file as input. If the application treats this input as trusted and the required sanitary checks are not performed on this input, then the attacker can exploit it by using the // in the inputted file name and eventually view sensitive files in the local file system. In some limited cases, an LFI can lead to code execution as well. Okay, so basically what this is saying is that local file inclusion is pretty much you or an attacker getting into the local file system and displaying a file there by using a path that the website sees as trusted input and it is not checked, so that you can display and get files pretty much. RFI or remote file inclusion is similar to LFI, but in this case it is possible for an attacker to load a remote file on the host using protocols like HTTP, FTP, etc. We test the page parameter to see if we can include files on the target system in the server response. We will test with some commonly known files that will have the same name across networks, Windows domains and systems, which can be found here. So we did that with this one. One of the most common files that a penetration tester might attempt to access on a Windows machine to verify LFI is the hosts file. So we did that. This file aids in the local translation of host names to IP addresses. The // string is used to traverse back a directory, one at a time. Thus multiple // strings are included in the URL so that the file handler on the server traverses back to the base directory, i.e. C // Great. LFI is possible as we can view the contents of that file, the hosts file, in the response. The file inclusion in this case was made possible because in the backend the include method of PHP is being used to process the URL parameter page for serving a different web page for different languages. And because no proper sanitization is being done on this page parameter, we were able to pass malicious input and therefore view the internal systems file. Okay, so actually what we did was correct. At least what we did last time. So let's try that again. Let's not read any further. Let's see, it was this one. copy. So now nothing works anymore. So let's actually copy the ID and just open the normal page again. And now question mark page is equal to, and then let's do the file inclusion. I got this far pretty much. Paste, and let's go. There you go. So we have these examples. We have the source server. We have the client host. We have the local host. And now I have no idea what to do. But we got it to view the hosts file, which is a local file inclusion. Let's see what they want us to do now. Okay, so they're going to explain about the include method within the PHP code or programming language that made sure that we passed the sanitization, or pretty much had no proper sanitization on this page parameter. The include statement takes all the text/code/markup that exists in the specified file and loads it into the memory, making it available for use. Interesting. For example, hold on, I'm gonna be quiet for a second, I'm trying to understand this. Here you go. It includes vars.php. Which is this file, which is the color in the fruit. Because it doesn't know color and fruit here, okay. A more detailed explanation about the include method of PHP can be found here. So pretty much what you can see here is, in file 1, it sets a variable color and gives it the string green, and it sets a variable fruit and gives it the string apple. And here you can see echo, and it creates a text message with A and then the color and the fruit. But because this file, vars.php, has not been included yet, it only outputs the A because it doesn't know what this is and it doesn't know what this is. But as soon as you include the vars.php, you get the color, which is green, and the fruit, which is apple. So the output changes to a green apple. And that's pretty much how it works. There's no proper sanitization because it uses the include method. Okay, so let's actually go on to the capture, and I'm probably not going to read through this fully. I'm going to read through it until where I feel like I am not stuck anymore, and then I'm going to continue with this on my own, obviously. We know that this web page is vulnerable to the file inclusion vulnerability and is being served on a Windows machine. Thus, there exists a potential for including a file on our attacker workstation. If we select a protocol like SMB, Windows will try to authenticate to our machine, and we can capture the net NTLM v2. What is NTLM? NTLM is a collection of authentication protocols created by Microsoft. It is a challenge response authentication protocol used to authenticate a client to a resource on an Active Directory domain. It is a type of single sign-on (SSO) because it allows the user to provide the underlying authentication factor only once, at login. The NTLM authentication process is done in the following way. The client sends the username and domain name to the server. The server generates a random character using string. The server generates a random character string, referred to as the challenge. The client encrypts the challenge with the NTLM hash of the user password and sends it back to the server. The server retrieves the user password or equivalent. The server uses the hash value retrieved from the security account database to encrypt the challenge string. The value is then compared to the value received from the client. If the values match, the client is authenticated. Okay. So pretty much what this says is the person who's using it first sends the username and the domain to the server. Then the server generates a random string, and the client has to encrypt the string with the NTLM hash, and they have to send it back. And they receive, the server retrieves the user password, and then it uses the hash value to say if you can log in or not. So you pretty much don't really have to put in a password, you just have to unhash or encrypt what they send you. So let's read more into NTLM versus NT-hash versus versus net NTLM ML v2. Very interesting stuff this is. I'm not even going to lie, this is all pretty interesting. Um, The terminology around NTLM authentication is messy, and even pros misuse it from time to time, so let's get some key terms defined. Okay, so a hash function is a one-way function that takes any amount of data and returns a fixed size value. Sorry. Typically, the result is referred to as a hash, digest, or fingerprint. They are used for storing passwords more securely, as there's no way to convert the hash directly back to the original data, though there are attacks to attempt to recover passwords from hashers, as we'll see later. So a server can store a hash of your password, and when you submit your password to the site, it hashes your input and compares the result to the hash in the database, and if they match, it knows you supplied the correct password. An NT hash is the output of the algorithm used to store passwords on Windows systems in the SAM database and on domain controllers. An NT hash is often referred to as an NTLM hash or even just an NTLM, which is very misleading / confusing. When the NTLM protocol wants to do authentication over the network, it uses a challenge / response model as described above. A net NTLM v2 challenge / response is a string specifically formatted to include the challenge and response. This is often referred to as a net NTLM v2 hash, but it's not actually a hash. Still, it is regularly referred to as a hash because we attack it in the same manner. You'll see net NTLM v2 objects referred to as NTLM v2 or even confusingly as NTLM. Okay, interesting. So how was I supposed to know this? Wait. Okay, well, let's just do this. In the PHP configuration file php.ini, allow URL include wrapper is set to off by default, indicating that PHP does not load remote HTTP or FTP URLs to prevent remote file inclusion attacks. However, even if allow URL include and allow URL fopen are set to off, PHP will not prevent the loading of SMB URLs. In our case, we can misuse this functionality to steal the NTLM hash. Now we can refer to this block and can attempt to load an SMB URL, and in that process we can capture the hashes from the target using responder. Okay, so this is actually where it gets a little difficult. I'm not even going to lie. I mean, I kind of get what it all means, but it's not that easy. It's actually pretty cool. Let's see. Let's just try it, honestly. What could go wrong, right? I mean, I am a little bit afraid that I'm not going to be able to do this, but, you know, I'm a beginner. I have to start somewhere, you know? This block. Let's go to that block. So we know what SMB is. Okay, actually, let's just follow along with the official write-up. Hold on, just wait 1 second. I have to sign in. You guys can still hear me. Just had to sign in for a second. Please say it's still on. Okay, it's still on. Official write-up. So we did this. We looked through this. Okay, we were right here. How does Responder work? Responder can do many different kinds of attacks, but for this scenario, it will set up a malicious SMB server. When the target machine attempts to perform the NTLM authentication to that server, Responder sends a challenge back for the server to encrypt with the user's password. When the server responds, Responder will use the challenge and the encrypted response to generate the netNTLM v2. While we can't reverse the netNTLM v2, we can try many different common passwords to see if any generate the same challenge response. And if we find one, we know that is the password. This is often referred to as hash cracking, which we'll do with a program called John the Ripper. Interesting. So we're going to be using a little bit of John the Ripper. To start with, if the responder utility is not already installed on the machine, we clone the responder repository to our local machine. Let's actually try to do that. Oh, I do not mean to move that the entire time. Hold on. Let's see. Let's copy this. Let's paste this. Let's do what they say here. I had no idea we would have to ever use responder. Oh. Um. So it's probably in downloads. So let's check downloads. There's nothing in downloads. Let's do the slash then. Where did it go? Okay, so let's go to here and let's then cat. Okay, where else do we have to go? We have to go to responder. Cannot find path slash responder because it does not exist. But I see it right here. Okay, wait. Okay, there you go. Let's scroll up. SMB is on. Yep, this is correct. Okay. With the configuration file ready, we can proceed to start responder with Python 3, passing in the interface to listen using the -I flag. Sudo Python 3 responder pi dot slash I on ton 0. I had no idea that we would ever have to do this. This entire series is just to get some wait, sorry. I was in the middle of my talk and then I did this and then I stopped talking. I'm very sorry. I still need to work on the engagement and staying engaged, but I'm also trying to focus. I don't even know what I was saying anymore. But what I do know is that it did not work. Let's locate responder.py. Okay, so I have to go here. Go here. Did not mean to do that. Okay, so we have to go into slash again. And then we have to go there. It does not exist. How do we locate it then? What? Slash share. Why? And then now let's run this command. So now we're gonna use Python Python 3 and apparently a responder.py script. Error starting TCP server on port 80. Check permissions or other servers running. Yeah. Okay, so we can see this error, but let's not worry about it too much. Okay, so let's read this. With the responder server ready, we tell the server to include a resource from our SMB server by setting the page parameter as follows via the web browser. In this case, because we have the freedom to specify the address for the SMB share, we specify the IP address of our attacking machine. Now, the server tries to load the resource from our SMB server, and responder captures enough of that to get the net NTLM v2. Okay. So let's just delete this, and let's put this in. Check permissions. Why does this not work? Oh, it's so annoying when it doesn't work. Hmm. Let's see. Ever starting TCP server on port 80. Hmm. That's weird. Hmm. I generally don't know. Why is it not? Okay. Let's copy this, paste this, and do responder. Responder to issue. Second, freezing port 443. Maybe some other server is running there. Maybe it's this dude. Let's do that again. Okay, no. So let's do an nmap scan. And let's do it on, obviously, this machine to see if any other servers are running on it. Let's just wait for this nmap scan. Oh, it's already done. So yeah, it uses an HTTP on port 80, but that that's the port that you want to connect to. Why do you have to use port 80? Hold on. Uh, hmm. Oh. So it doesn't work because there's already server running on port. Does it have to do with Python? So we can delete that. Nope. There are a lot of issues with this responder apparently. Okay, so I can see someone here that says just do the sudo responder. Nope, doesn't work for me. Okay, wait. So we have to turn off the HTTP servers. Okay, so actually, let's go back. Let's just go back. Wait, no, we didn't have to be here. Let's go back. Let's go to responder and let's responder.config. So what we're gonna do right now is we're going to change the HTTP to off. So we can actually do nano responder let's go up actually. Responder.conf and this is unwritable, so we're gonna exit. We're gonna sudo chown hack my way up responder.config. Now we're gonna do the nano command again. And we're going to change the HTTP to off. Now we're gonna go all the way back to share. And we're gonna do okay, let's see where we this one. That did not work. Oh. Maybe now just this one works. It doesn't. Okay, so maybe we just have to try it, because for some people it does work. That is not what we wanted. So let's copy the URL, paste it, enter, question mark page is equal to, and then copy this. Sorry if I'm a little bit quiet. I'm really trying to figure this out because it's pretty difficult. So this better work. And it didn't work. So let's go on with figuring this out. Oh, I've been busy with this box for like so long and I can't seem to figure it out. It's actually really annoying. At least we got a bit farther though. We got a bit farther. So this seems to work for people. Okay, so let's actually try to see what he's doing. Responder. Ton 0. Responder must be root. Okay. I was actually planning on live streaming for an hour, but this might take a lot longer. Um, so let's see if it actually is turned off. Still on. It didn't change it. Okay. So let's see if it's still on. Okay, it's off now. It is actually off now. So what if we run the... Okay, you have to run that as root. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, yes! Yes! We fixed it. Oh, I'm so happy with that. So let's open Firefox. Let's be quick because I don't want to lose the progress that we just made. It's such a hard It's just a tough experience sometimes. So what should happened is if we copy this and put it in here, we should what? Oh wait. I keep thinking they close. We didn't actually get anything. But it is working. It's really confusing to me because now we're not getting any events in here, so let's run that again. Oh wait. Maybe it's because I put Python instead of Python 3. What did they say here? It doesn't even show. Oh wait, SMB server. It's on right here. Proxies off. Authentication proxies off. It's not showing me anything. So let's actually retry that. Oh, it's taking so long. I'm kind of done with this box. But it's fun. It is still fun to figure things out. Sometimes it just takes longer than you would like it to take, but that's completely normal. Let's see. Please just put through an event. Please. Maybe there needs to be. Let's try it again now. Let's see if that is just really the issue. Yeah. Ever starting TCP server on port 80. Why do you want to run anything on port 80? Maybe turn off both of those. I don't know, because HTTPS is for 443. But I don't understand why it starts. why it even wants to start on that on there. Wait, they do something else. No, it's just a box. Um, so let's actually turn off both of these, HTTP and HTTPS. And now let's try the Python 3 script, listening for events, open Mozilla, refresh. So now it's gonna look at the SMB server. Nope. Maybe we need to turn DHCP on. No, they have to be on. There's something else that is off. Did I do something wrong? Do I do something wrong? I don't really think so. I'm sorry if I'm a little bit tired. I genuinely don't know what to do. I'm not gonna give up, obviously. I'm not giving up. But this is weird. So it's listening to events. But for us, it does not want to listen to events. Um, let's see. Where's the nano? Here. Where's DHCP? It's not even an option. It's not even an option. What did they say here? Interesting, interesting, interesting. Why? Okay, wait. Why is it trying to set up a port on HTTP? And why does this not work? What if we just try a completely different approach? Really, nothing happens on PowerShell? Okay, so something went through here, but here nothing happened. And it is serving an SMB server. So I do not know what I'm doing wrong. This is very weird. Uh, let's try this then. And let's retry it. Refresh. I don't think it's working. Why is it not working? Okay, well, I'm gonna try again another day because I'm super tired and it's pretty late and I have school pretty early tomorrow. I'm sorry if I wasn't um that active or I wasn't that engaging. I'm really trying to learn here. So I'm trying to solve things, you know. I'll try to walk through what I'm thinking more to make it more fun. But I'm really tired and I'm just really done for today and we haven't even progressed that much. But thank you all for watching. I hope you really liked it. And goodbye. Have a nice evening or day. And I'll see you probably tomorrow. Maybe not. Depends on how busy I am. I try to stream every day, but it doesn't always work out